Your hands are covered in blood. It's warm, then cold, then sticky. The animal you just killed took 3 days to track down, and now you have maybe 6 hours before the meat turns, before it swells, stinks, and kills anyone who eats it. This was every hunter's problem for over 2 million years. Not how do I catch food? That part we're built for. The real problem was time. Meat starts dying twice. Once when the animal falls, and again slower when bacteria move in and start eating what you were planning to eat. In a hot climate, you've got hours. So the question that shaped human survival wasn't how do we hunt? It was how do we make a kill last longer than a day? And early humans solved it, multiple times in different corners of the planet without ever talking to each other. The simplest fix was the sun. Cut meat into thin strips, lay it across hot rock or hang it in the wind, and the water inside slowly leaves. No water, no bacteria. That's it. That's the whole trick. Microbes can't grow in a dry room, and neither can they grow in dry meat. Some of the earliest jerky in human history was never cooked, just wind, heat, and time. But here's what's fascinating. Drying only worked if the climate cooperated. So somewhere else, a totally different group of humans found a totally different answer using the one thing they had a surplus of: cold. In Ice Age North America, hunters brought down animals the size of a delivery truck. Mammoths, mastodons. Way more meat than one group could eat before it spoiled. So they did something almost nobody guesses. They sank it. Butchered carcasses were weighted down and pushed into ponds and slow-moving streams. Cold water, low oxygen, no scavengers. Researchers have found these underwater meat caches preserved for over 6 months. A giant sunken refrigerator built with nothing but rope and a lake. Now here's where your own body enters the story. Think about how much you crave salt. Not sugar, salt. That specific pull towards salty food isn't random. Scientists studying taste have long argued that humans evolved a genuine hunger for sodium, because for most of our history, salt was rare, and our bodies genuinely needed it to survive. When ancient humans discovered that packing meat in salt also stopped it from rotting, they weren't just solving a preservation problem, they were feeding a craving that was already wired into them. Every time you salt your food today, you're running a program that's older than agriculture. Salt worked by pulling water straight out of the meat, the same principle as drying, just faster and more aggressive. Coastal communities, sitting next to endless salt, used it constantly. Inland groups without easy salt access leaned on a different trick: smoke. Hang meat over a low fire for days, not to cook it, but to dry it slowly while coating it in chemicals from the smoke that bacteria hate. It's also, by complete accident, why nobody gets bitten near a campfire. Smoke repels insects too. One fire, 2 survival problems solved. But here's where it gets strange. Some ancient groups didn't fight the rot. They aimed it. Fermentation is preservation by controlled decay. You bury meat or fish in the ground, seal it, and let specific bacteria break it down just enough to change its chemistry. Enough to stop the harmful microbes from taking over. Arctic peoples still make a version of this today, burying fish or meat for months until it reaches a smell that would send most modern humans running. To them, it's not spoiled. It's finished. And archaeologists studying early hunter-gatherer diets think this deliberate, managed rot may stretch back into the Stone Age, especially in colder regions where the ground itself acted like a natural fermentation chamber. So by now you've got drying, salting, smoking, freezing, and fermenting, 5 completely separate technologies invented by people who never met, all converging on the same goal. And here's the part almost nobody mentions. All 5 of these techniques did something else at the same time. They didn't just preserve the meat, they made it taste completely different. Saltier, smokier, sharper, more complex than anything fresh could offer. Ancient humans weren't just solving a survival math problem, they were accidentally inventing flavor. Cured ham, smoked bacon, dried jerky, even fish sauce. Every one of those traces its DNA straight back to a hunter trying to keep a kill from rotting before winter. The entire concept of cuisine may have started as a workaround. You are, quite literally, still eating the leftovers of that invention every time you reach for bacon. So the next time meat lasts in your fridge for a week without a second thought, remember, that convenience is standing on top of 2 million years of humans outsmarting bacteria with nothing but salt, smoke, sun, ice, and patience. If this kind of ancient survival trick fascinates you, there's a whole channel here built around exactly that. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.